Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is my first video on this channel and I'm starting a series on beginning with a C program. And the topic of today's video is the basic structure of C program. So before learning about C programming, we should understand the basic structure of the C program. As you can see on the screen, a C program consists of the following parts: documentation, preprocessor directives, global variables, user defined function, and main function. So let's talk about documentation. Documentation is the description of your project. In documentation, you describe what your program is doing and what your code is doing. It is done with the help of comments. In C program, there are basically two ways to write a comment. One is a single line comment and another is multiple line comment. So to write a single line comment, you'll need a double slash and forward with your comment. This is a as you can see, everything that was already written here, they are all single line comments. And for a multiple line comment, you will need slash, asterisk, another asterisk, and slash. And your comment goes in between the two asterisks. This is a multiple line. So this is a really good practice to write the documentation because it will help others to understand your code and as well as to you when you look back at your old codes. Another is preprocessor directives. These are the instructions given to the compiler before the actual compilation starts. A preprocessor directive starts with a asterisk, and the most commonly used preprocessor directive is include. This tells a compiler to look for a file and include the code in a source file. So to include a file, we should use hashtag include and file name, in our case standard input output library. Another is hashtag define. So define is a macro that is used to give a name to a piece of code. So whenever the compiler sees a name, it will replace the name with a code defined in the macro. It is defined as hashtag define name you want to give and the code. So what will you want to replace name with in a name with my name? So whenever the compiler will see a name, it will replace its occurrence with a my name string. Now another one is global variables. So as indicated in the name, these are the variables that are available globally, which means they can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Let us define a global variable integer num1 equals to 10. Now let's come to user defined functions. Before getting into user defined functions, let us talk about what functions are. Functions are the include enclosed set of codes or modules that perform a particular task as directed by the code and return a value after the execution. Well, in some case, the function do not return a value. Now, user-defined functions are functions that are defined by a user, as in the name. A user can write a number of functions and include it in a file. All the user-defined functions, they must need to be called in a main function. Otherwise, they will not get executed. Let us define a user-defined function to add to number and return the sum. So, how do we define a function? First, we write a return type integer. A name of the function add, and it will take two parameters, integer a, integer b. So this is the declaration of the function. Now the code for this function may be written within the declaration or after the main program. In this case, let us write declaration and definition at the same place. But we'll need a sum, integer sum, and we'll have to what the sum is going to be equal to. It's going to be equal to a plus b, and what we are going to return sum from the function. Now let's get to the main function. All of the code that is written in the main function is the actual code that will be executed when the program is run. As for the convention, the return type for the main is integer type, and we can have a main can have its own variables. Let's give a integer variable num2, and as we're gonna add two number, let us have a sum. Let's say num2 equals to 20. What the sum will be equals to? Sum will equal to add num1. We are using the global variable num1, which was described in line 11, and the local variable num2. So what this will do is this will run this function, and num1 and num2, it will return the sum of num1 and num2, and this sum will be stored in here. Now we need to print the result. We need a function, printf function. This is a built-in function, so we have to write sum equals to. So for printing a variable, we need a placeholder. Since sum is a integer type, we need a %d. %d is a placeholder for an integer variable, and after we close the inverted comma and then give the variable to be used in a placeholder. Here we need sum. What this will do is this will print the sum. Now let us see what we have defined. Defined name equals to my name. Let's see if that works or not. Let us use printf, sorry, and placeholder for string is percentage s. Let us break a line. Backslash n is used for new line. Now we should have name. This should work. Now at the end we should write return 0. Now let us compile this program and see. To compile the program, we should use the command gcc, and the first we need to save this. Control S. Now demo. This is our program name, and we can specify the output file name. So let's say demo. It is taking some time. Here now we got a executable here. So to run the executable, type demo.exe. As you can see, our code works perfectly. It has printed the sum of num1, which is 10, and num2, which is 20, and the sum equals to 30. In place of name, what we got the string my name. We're gonna discuss in detail about all of these things in our further videos. Since this was just about the structure, we're not gonna discuss about in detail about what we did here. So this much for today, and see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.